Sometimes I wonder if us as a human species have learned anything at all. I don't know if this happens to you. You look at the way things are going in the world, and without judgment, without being negative, which could be challenging, but by putting all that aside, have you ever wondered if we're actually really learning from what's happening? We keep, it seems to me that we keep repeating the same mistakes. I mean, for thousands of years, we have tried to feel fulfilled, to feel good about ourselves, to be happy through external means, right? We try to do it by getting up early in the morning, going to work, hustling, meeting, doing the best we can to survive, aim for the next step, aim for the next level, have more ambition, be more motivated, right? Does that look like how our life looks today? I think so, and we're all part of it. But it seems like we're turning in circles. I mean, technology is much better, that there's no doubt. We could go to the moon, we could go maybe to Mars soon enough. Um, Health wise, sure, we could heal faster, we live for longer, but is the quality of our life really better than, let's say, 100 years ago, right? And of course, if you have no food to eat, that's not better. But let's say that's taken care of, the survival needs are taken care of. Are we really learning anything about what would really make a difference? What would really make a difference? Not small incremental hoping for doing better, um, inventing new versions of the same thing, changing, which politicians, which party is ruling the world. Um, not these little things, but is there really something that could turn upside down the whole thing? Because otherwise, I don't know about you, but when I look at the world, again, as best as we can without judging it, it seems like it's so off that it has to be turned upside down. It's not a small incremental change. Something has to drastically change, right? And it's not just about the wars and politics and all that. It's about our personal well-being because we're part of it. We cannot say that the world is chaotic, but we're fine because we're all part of it, right? We could be fine eventually, but something has to change drastically. And that's where I think that we have to start looking inside to see what needs to be changed inside of us, maybe. So that's the part where I'm saying has to be flipped because we tried for thousands of years of fixing our happiness, our joy, our inner peace, trying to fix it by taking action on the outside world. Maybe if I have another child, maybe if I, change partners, maybe if I change jobs. Again, nothing wrong with these. These could help, obviously, but is that really the basis, the fundamentals of how to be fulfilled? I doubt it because we have tried it for so long, and there's consumerism. There's global warming, whether you agree or not, but something is happening in terms of high levels of consumption, pollution, crime. These are not just coincidences. There's a reason. There's a reason for everything. And I truly believe it's the culture that we have that we are all responsible for. And that culture is since the first day we are born, we arrive to this earth, I think, already in joy, already enlightened, but without realizing that we are enlightened because we don't have the mental capacity. So in a way, we are doing great when we're born, But then gradually, we start losing that innocence, right? I mean, if you look at a child when they're born, the amazing innocence in their eyes, the just magnetic presence. I mean, they don't need anything. A child could be treated like a king because he's just naturally alive. He's just pure being. He doesn't need anything. But as adults, we have learned to stack up objectives, goals, motivations, ambition, all things to fix the outside. But we were fine when we were born. So, what I feel like saying in this video, and I hope this resonates with you, is that if we notice that it's not working out, and if we bring it more to the personal level, if it's not working out personally, if we have anxiety, we have depression, we can't sit still and just enjoy nature. We can't just enjoy whatever's already here. We don't realize the abundance we're living in already. We are complaining. Again, nothing that I'm judging here, but it's worth noticing, don't you think? So maybe the source of happiness and joy and peace that we're trying to get through external means, maybe the true source is inside of us. That's my main message. That's why I make these YouTube videos, because I suffered because of how ambitious the world is. I'm born in a country where there was war. So as a child, I was like, what's wrong? What is this about? I mean, another country is invading my country, and why? You don't get it when you're a child, because when you're a child, you are one with life. You don't realize why is somebody else fighting for this land. I don't understand. It's for everybody. It's all here. Why can't we live together, right? These are not just innocent dreams. It's facts. Put children together and they're good. There's nothing wrong with anything. They're just joyful to be alive. So how do we then flip upside down? Do we stop taking action in the outside world? No, because obviously that is needed. But in my experience, the difference is that we don't take action based on ambition, based on pressuring ourselves to do better, based on trying to be perfect. There's something else there. The foundation is inside of us. And then that being inside of us knows what to do. But we have to get in touch with it. We have to get in touch with that dimension inside of us that brings us peace, that brings us joy. And then action has a whole other meaning. Action becomes more about joy and spreading joy and giving, because you already feel full yourself. You're already joyful yourself. And that, for me, that means the world to me, to be able to share this message. So, and hopefully it could bring you some value. So how do we do that? Just learning to watch. Learning to watch. Close your eyes or not. Just watching. And maybe the first thing that we'll watch is how compulsively we want to take action, how we want to scroll social media or just do the next thing. That's what I'm talking about. That's where it is. The source of feeling restless. Because since we're born, there are things to do, and then our parents, they do their best, but they're also in the same system of, you got to get better grades, you got to do better. How come your friend is doing better at better than you at school? All these things are piling up. We compare grades, right? I'm not fitting in this class because they're all this way and that way. It's all part of the system. And that's the best that we have figured out as a system. And okay, that's what it is, fine. But that's where this compulsion of always having to do something comes from, maybe. You got to look for yourself. I'm just sharing what I see, but hopefully it's creating this spark in you to search within. Because we have searched outside and we have almost completely destroyed the planet. If we don't slow down, we are. Just logical thinking here at the pace that we're going. So maybe there's something else to be done here. And I know this can be uncomfortable to hear, but sometimes we got to stop and just look inside. Oh, I feel anxious. I feel restless. I don't know what to do. I'm panicking. All very normal human behaviors. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's the first thing. There's nothing wrong with feeling that way. And then eventually, after watching ourselves for longer and longer, we start seeing patterns of what we're doing to ourselves. Why do I have to rush and drive fast and cut off somebody else? Or why am I feeling anxious if I'm just sitting down and watching a movie? And then more questions start arising. That's the awareness that I think could save us because it is inside of us. We all have that. Yeah, and then once that is fixed, meaning once we start acting out of awareness, true awareness of something that is beyond ambition, beyond greed, beyond fear, beyond survival. We are partly animal, but we're not animals. We have this human part of us is the evolution of animal, but we're human beings. Where's that being part? How is that being expressed? There's an awareness in us because we know we are here. I know I'm talking to you. You know you're listening to me, hopefully. Hopefully you're still here. So that awareness could be expanded. How? By slowing down, by watching, watching the heart beating, watching the breath, watching thoughts trying to take over because we have a habit of just continuously thinking. So I truly believe, and this is what all spiritual teachers talk about, that the answers are inside of us. I truly believe that once we are at peace for no reason, once we are at ease for no reason, not because we have reached a goal, not because we bought a new house, just because that's the nature of our childlike being, that's the source of who we are. Once we establish that part, now we take the action that is needed in the world, not the action that's coming out of fear, out of compulsion, out of more and more desires, endless desires. So then we actually take action not to compensate what we feel as a lack inside of us, but really what adds to the joy, but we don't need it necessarily. We're doing it because yes, we do need to eat and make money and all that, but who knows what kind of a world will be created once more and more people, and it's already happening, more and more people could sit down one morning and stay present and just watch the beautiful sky watch their own heart, process some emotions, and be liberated step by step from all the burdens, of all the habits, and everything that got us to where we are today.